Today we're going to be talking about an absolute classic. We are playing, of course, mono black control. Now, if you guys pause the videos here, you might notice that there are two cards that don't quite fit in today's deck. And that's because we swazified this thing and we added just a pinch of color for things like Test of Talents and Tybalt Cosmic Imposter. Now let me explain exactly how we're going to be playing these things today. So we have things like Shambling Ghast and Deadly Dispute, which are going to produce us a lot of treasures. Now those treasures can be utilized to kind of ambush our opponents with things that they don't expect. Things like Test of Talents, for instance. We can go ahead and Test of Talents the mirror matchup with an Invoke Despair, taking those out of our opponent's deck, completely shutting down their game plan, which is pretty exciting, especially if we're up against maybe control decks as well. Test of Talents is a powerful tool that you can definitely shock your opponent with out of nowhere. We've also got things like Tybalt, which can come in and contribute to more of an aggressive game plan. It's a very powerful planeswalker that people fear a lot. So I thought that'd be fun to add in here as well. We've also got ways to get a red and blue source with Eye Twitch to then go to grab an Environmental Sciences to grab our single red and blue sources to cast those spells as well. The rest of the deck is just going to be compiled of the normal mono black control list that you might see. Ours is a little bit more planeswalker heavy. We've got things like Lulth and Sorin, but the rest of the shell is pretty familiar, I'm sure. And there's going to be a full deck breakdown at the end of today's video with the full explanation of how we put this thing together. And in the meantime, there's a link in the description below for the full deck list. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, don't forget to give the video a like and to subscribe. Both go a very long way, and they are free ways to help support and grow the channel. With that being said, let's just jump right into the gameplay footage. It was some great games today. Enjoy these, and we'll see you guys here at the end. Till then, peace. All right, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing a mono blacklist with a bit of a twist. This one is going to offer us a few additional cards that you may not see in running mono black. I mean, mono black technically, but these are not mono black cards. They are Test of Talents and Tybalt cards that we can utilize through the factor of treasures that this deck generates. I just felt like I wanted to take advantage of what mono black does, which is generate a lot of treasures through things like Deadly Dispute and Shambling Ghast. And I wanted to take advantage of that and maybe catch a couple of our opponents off guard here with some additional win cons like Tybalt, which is super powerful. Or we can maybe Test of Talents like a mirror matchup mono black deck and take out like their Invoke Despair, which I've done before. It's a very powerful thing you can do. I cannot believe we just got a Dispute off the top there on turn 2. That's pretty clutch. We're up against Naya. Yep, strictly Naya here. Wonder what that's about. All right, let's get this out of the way. Go ahead and grab some more mana potentially, I think is the move. Another Invoke Despair is great. And we get a Test of Talents. Look at that. So we might as well go grab our red source here for the Tybalt, because we've already got the treasure, which we can use for the Test of Talents, which can, again, we're really just trying to catch him off guard with this spell. Okay, that's fine. All right, well, now we have a choice to make here. I think the choice here is pretty simple. I think we stick to the Sorin here instead of the Invoke Despair, which is a fantastic card we can use nonetheless, but I think saving the treasure, like I said, for the Test of Talents is the move. And then we just, this is in no threat really of being attacked. I mean, they could play something with haste, but I'm going to bank on the fact they don't have it. I'm going to look to get some card advantage going.
My ways are not for the weak.
Reclaim the Waters. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. If the spell was kicked, search your library for 2 basic lands. Okay. They did kick it. Interesting. Interesting. So they're just ramping up right now. Nothing too scary. Simple Invoke Despair followed by a 2/3 flyer seems like a good plan. Drawing some more cards too. Hopefully we find a Tybalt. That'd be great. Blood on the Snow. Blood on the Snow could be relevant for sure, depending on what they decide to do with the ramping that they've got going on here.
You fight for me now.
I think Farewell might be a card we need to worry about, and if it is, that's going to be the card Test of Talents is going to grab. And okay, interesting. Is that's an enchantment, so that's going to give the 1/1 counters, right? It does. Okay, so we've got another really great Invoke Despair. They're gonna be pretty upset about this Invoke Despair. It's not fun to get hit with this and you lose 2 of your cards on field. A lot of value to be had for us there. Another little vampire comes down. Our hand's full of just optimized threats here. Sweepers, planeswalkers. It's looking really good right about now. We're gonna go ahead and draw a card. It's an eye twitch. I mean, we got to get that out off the top, right? We got to get it out of the way. If we go with the Lulth, we're still left with 3 mana left open, so counters are still for sure available. We could even play the eye twitch out here, but I don't think it's necessary. I think just getting the spiders down is good enough. It's a good card maybe to steal. We may not have a better target, so let's do it. We may not get a better target here. Tameo safekeeping, that's a pretty good target. But hey, I'm really glad we got to look into their hand. They do have Farewell, so that's another card we're going to want to grab. Burn Down the House. There's a couple of really good cards Test of Talents could have hit there. Didn't expect to see that many. So this is a very much like a Naya mid-range deck. It's got a lot of really interesting tools. Let's get the eye twitch down now. We might as well. We got to be pretty afraid though of attacking in on the opponent when they have 4 mana open, because they are going to have a Wandering Emperor, which is then going to exile our creatures. Kind of interesting that they run a Burn Down the House in their deck when they've got this many planeswalkers of their own as well. They're going to give this thing trample. They're going to give it trample, so we might as well just play out the eye twitch on it. We're going to lose the Lulth no matter which way you slice it, so let's do this.
All of you.
And what do we do? Probably grab one of these. I think that's a no-brainer move there. And then let's draw a card. We're looking for Tibble, really. Tibble would be the best answer here. Another eye twitch. Not great, not great.
My ways are not for the weak.
Guess we go get the Lulth back. And we can honestly just stay super aggressive here. We can play out the Lulth and then we can get more spiders. And I am going to just send this whole team into attack here for 6, putting them really on the clock here to close this game out. And they can't do anything with the Wandering Emperor. Yeah, we've got the pressure, honestly. Let's just close this game out. It wasn't the prettiest game. We could have gone a few different ways with this game, but I mean, the beatdown works, so might as well take it. Might as well take it. GG's. I would love to see a Tibble come down though and really see some really added value. All right, solid first game. I mean, the beatdown play is great and all. We did just play another game you guys didn't see in between that one and this one here. We did win, but I am not showing it because the opponent was just, you know, I don't know if they disconnected or what, but we were getting the big rope treatment and it was a lot of just sitting and waiting around. So we just took that one out. It was really, really boring. Opening hand here. What do we do with this? I think we can keep it. I think we can keep it because I have 8 1-drops, right? So the odds of us hitting a 1-drop is pretty high. And if I do, Deadly Dispute becomes pretty good. So let's just hope we can get there. It's a 1 mana spell, so I can blow it up with the March here pretty easily, I think. It's going to get pretty big, though. Gonna get pretty big, so what do we do? What do we do? I think we just kind of gotta try to blow it up. We'll see. If we're gonna drop a card anyways, let's go ahead and do do 3. Man, what's the most unhelpful card here? Probably Invoke Despair, if I'm being honest. I don't like that. I really don't. I'd prefer to use the Invoke Despair, obviously, but I don't think it's very helpful in this particular matchup. There's not going to be very many enchantments to hit, no planeswalkers, so I think it's fine to just get rid of it, to be honest. All right, looks like we're going to have to play Valky out as a creature here, and the reason being is we are going to have to Deadly Dispute something here. But the opponent gets to train this actually and steal the Valky. You hate to see it, so I'll have to play another Valky to back this one up in particular. So that's fine. It trains, it steals the Valky, no big deal. We play out another Valky, we steal it again. It's not going to be able to train again because there's nothing on the battlefield for it to train with. I just need something to target the Deadly Dispute with, so these Valkyries have to come down, unfortunately. Definitely take you. If they find another spell though, we're in trouble. Another cheap spell, because if they play out the code spell Cleric as a second spell, they can get a 1/1 counter on something. That's fine. We don't care as long as we get to keep the Valky to discard or to Deadly Dispute. That's all I care about. No attacks. We chump and then we look to Deadly. All right, good enough. Good enough. Gets us closer to a good Meat Hook Massacre here for 2, 3. It gives me a 3. Okay, good. Okay, I was gonna say only 2. That's not good. But it's actually for 3. I mean, do I need to even do a Meat Hook Massacre right now though? I could just go Eye Twitch and then do another Deadly Dispute to get to a Blood on the Snow play. Or I could even play the lull. I mean, there's so many options here. We're in the driver's seat for sure. I just don't know how I want to go about this because I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's the Meat Hook. There's so many ways we can do this. I'm gonna go Meat Hook though. Let's get some action on the board here for life gain, and then also you know, get the Tibble back, which is great. So not bad. Tibble can be disputed again, which is great. Clarion Spirit, that's tough because it's going to get a little bit of the spirit action here off of the Codex. Okay, well, they just didn't want to have any more to do with us, which I don't blame them. We're kind of a bad matchup for them for sure, being mono white. We have so many sweepers and kill spells, so even though we didn't hit our land drops, we still kind of dominated that one. So on to the next. All right, ran into a couple of hiccups in that game with the mana problems, but you know what? Mono black, so good right now. It just feels really good. It always honestly feels pretty good, to be honest. And this is a pretty solid hand, being able to get the Shambling Gas down and then get the treasure, hopefully for the Test of Talents. Obviously, if we get a Deadly Dispute off the top, that would be the most perfect top deck of our lives. I don't expect that though. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, this version of the mono black, I feel like it's been absolutely locked down for us. We've played this deck now a couple of times over the course of time, and it has been feeling so good. I'm gonna actually play out the Field of Ruin because I could crack it at some point and get us a red or blue source here. It looks like we're up against clerics though, so I would like to see like a Meat Hook or Blood on the Snow. All right, good chance they don't attack into us here because they don't want to lose the Luminarch, which is a bit of a bummer. Yeah, I didn't think so. All right, well, I think we just kind of sit here and pass the turn again. We got a Blood on the Snow, which is fantastic. That's the card we wanted to find off the top here. And Shambling Gas getting us a treasure gets us down a little bit sooner on the Blood on the Snow. So I think we're gonna be good to go. Oh, what a bummer. Borrow time. What an answer to the problem of the Shambling Gas. I hate that. That's it's gonna stop us from being able to cast Valky and Test of Talents here. So gonna need to see another Shambling Gas, Eye Twitch, or Deadly Dispute in order to fix that problem. All right, gonna eat 4 damage here. You hate to see it. I do have some lifelink coming up next turn though, so not the end of the world, but not great. They can kill Sorin though if they want to double commit to an attack on Sorin. I've got a pretty good block though against their veteran, so you know it'd be smart on their play though if they put a 1/1 counter on the veteran instead of their Luminarch, because that is probably the more important creature for things in their deck, because they're looking to gain life here. But no, they actually have a portable hole, which eats my token up. No problem. All right, we're having a bit of a yikes moment here, man. Opponent's off to a blazingly fast start here, so gonna be a bit of a problem for us. We do have Valky though, can come in next turn and maybe make a chump block, and then get us a step closer to the Blood on the Snow, which is one turn away from being cast. Or I can just take the damage here, crack the Field of Ruin, get a red source, look to cast Tibalt down the road. I mean, yeah, yes and no. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't want... Tibalt's gonna blow up anyways from the Blood on the Snow, so I think playing it out would be irrelevant. We should be able to survive this turn. I mean, they've got 9 damage on board. I don't see how they get over 27 life, to be honest. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're up to 11 damage on board. But I do get Soren back, which is going to allow me to get a 2-3 lifelinker, so I could get back into this game, hopefully. We'll see. We will see. A lot of damage, though, being had here. I've got to imagine if they didn't play out that last card, it's got to be some sort of exiling effect like Borrowed Time or Portable Hole. Something like that. We're definitely going to blow this up, though, and then we're going to go grab a red source for Tibalt later. Down to 2 life, but somehow I'm feeling pretty comfortable. Somehow feeling very comfortable because, again, the fact that we're going to get a life linker down and their deck being Orzhov and being clerics, there's really nothing in their deck that can get them back as far as card advantage goes in the game. I don't think there's going to be a lot of card draw happening on their end. And they just pulled a white source. Why? Why would you do that? I don't know. But Blood on the Snow hits, which I expected it to, and now Soren's back. So we are in business. We have 5-6 mana open next turn. If we can hit a top deck of a land, Tibalt comes down. If we don't hit a land, we have Invoke Despair, which blows up Borrowed Time and whatever creature they play out this turn. Looks like they might have some interaction. I don't know. No, they don't. Cool. Cool. We're going to see Tibalt come down in our mono black deck for the first time and actually start utilizing some of its exiling effects. Yep, it's something. Okay, they blow up the 2-3. We get a clue token, which is helpful, I guess. And they bring down the Phantom. Yeah, I think we go Invoke Despair here. We don't hit our land, so Invoke Despair, I believe, is the next best thing. We're going to go ahead and draw a card and get a body to block with. Another Invoke Despair is not bad. I am going to throw out the 2-3. I don't think we can sit around here and not take this seriously, the fact that we're at 2 life. We have to get this life linker down. And last card in their opponent's hand, what is it? It is a Skyclave. And they're going to be pretty sad about this next move, but that's curtains for you, my friend. Here's the Tibalt. Tibalt exiles your Skyclave, which becomes mine now. We attack in, gaining 2 life. And we start to run away with the game now. That's how this is going to work, buddy. Tibalt is broken. Tibalt is broken. Sure, let's gain some more life with your Luminarch Veteran. A little bit of life gain there on the entry, and then attack in again, gaining 2 more life. We're back to 7. We go from 2 to 7 just like that, and we've got a clue token to draw a card, so that's great. Another one, huh? Okay. You didn't learn your lesson from the first one being exiled, I see. Just kidding. Let's draw, and then let's look at their graveyard to see what they can bring back. Voice of the Blessed. That's a pretty big problem, to be honest. That is a bit of a problem. So with that being said, I think I just exile this again. I really don't want that on the battlefield. It could be a serious issue if it keeps dying and coming back. I'll send them all. Send them all. Lolth Spider Queen, please. spiders, please. And now we have lethal on board. We gain 2 more life. We're back to 14, just like that. Full hand, 2 extra cards from Tybalt's, 2 planeswalkers, 20 creatures on board, and our opponent's holding 2 cards. Things are not looking good for them. They give us a good game. I respect it. Good game, my friend. Mono black, man. This, if I had to choose a deck right now to grind up to Mythic with, I would probably play this deck. This is really, really nice. All right. Just kicking butt right now, man. Kicking butt. This deck fries, man. I'm telling you, it absolutely fries. Just the added touch of Tybalt as an extra win con is wild enough. But man, if you actually are able to pull off a good test of talents on something, it makes all the difference in the world, man. Especially, I've had mirror matchups where we hit their Invoke Despair and they scoop instantaneously, which is pretty fun. Control decks having tested talents is huge because of the counter magic that they can potentially, you know, throw out on you. But yeah, man, this deck has answers to what feels like everything. It really does. All right, it is an Esper deck. Are they the Esper control or the type that beats down? It looks like beat down. Okay. I think we're gonna take this 3 damage. Not a big deal. Rafine might be coming down this turn though, which could change my mind about that not being a big deal. We'll see. I like that we got Sorin right into the Lulth, getting all these tokens down to just block and you know, cause havoc could be really good. All right, no Rafine this turn. That's good. But that's a snow permanent. That's a good target for this though. It's a great target. And we deal with that easily. We gain 1 life, and Sorin comes down to make a good block against the underdog. I like this. This curve is actually working out really nicely. I'm glad that they played a tap land there instead of playing out Rafine. Rafine would have been a really big problem. Rafine would have been a nightmare. So I'm glad we didn't see that.
You deal with this annoyance.
Rafine not as scary anymore. Still scary, just not as scary. Hope you're all having a fantastic week, by the way, man. This one's coming out, I think, on Wednesday. So be on the lookout for the live stream tonight. Should be a lot of fun. We should be hopefully in Diamond by now and grinding with probably this deck, to be honest. But yeah, it's 6 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Be sure to hop in and say what's up. We'd love to talk to you guys and hang out. Another tenacious underdog. All right. Happily gonna make this trade. All right, we get a Tybalt off the top. You love to see that. Let's draw a card. What do we see here? Deadly Dispute? Sure. Sure, we'll reveal that.
Nothing in his stride.
2 more blockers to stop these tenacious underdogs from getting in to our planeswalkers. And then we have you know, the dispute for any sort of token we generate next turn, which is great. I love the Invoke Despair, but as of right now, not exactly thrilled to throw it out there. We're gonna wait to see if we can get some more off of it. There could be planeswalkers in our deck. There could be wandering emperors, things like that. Where if we play the Invoke Despair too early, it might be a little unfortunate for us. So I don't know. We'll see. We do need to get the Deadly Dispute down first to get the Tybalt out with the treasure that it creates. That way we can get ahead, because our opponent's definitely going to be more of a mid-range type of a deck. They do thrive on drawing cards. I'm sure they have Kaido in the deck. It's not exactly just an aggro beatdown deck. There's going to be more mid-range components to it. So having card advantage with Tybalt's going to be nice, because these control decks, you know, you want to try to stay ahead on card advantage. That's really how you win these games. It goes long, and whoever has the card advantage usually is going to win. It helps too that I got 2 planeswalkers that can draw me cards. Love that. All right, what's something's holding priority here. So they've got some instant speed magic. I wonder if it's like, I don't know, what could it be? Because you would think if it's like Vanishing Verse or something like that, they would have played it. We'll create a 2/3 flyer. I mean, We might as well start the beatdown play. They don't have a whole lot in front of us here. Just one tenacious underdog. I'm okay with attacking in here. We'll play out the shambling ghast here and probably sack it immediately because we didn't play a land out this turn. If we can find a land, that'd be great. Pretty sure we got this one in the bag though. Opponent taking a long time though with this roping. I don't want to be that guy, but if we could speed it up here a little bit, that'd be great. They still have one timeout to use. Yikes. All right, let's get in. Do we have any blocks? Any flash creatures that you want to throw down? Any removal spells? I saw a movie today with my wife. Oh, there we go. I saw a movie today with my wife. It was called Bodies, 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 and it had Pete Davidson in it. It's pretty good. Kind of strange. A little bit of a mystery movie, but the mystery is actually hilarious at the end. A little bit of a twist, which was funny. Okay, what do we got here? Are we minusing? Are we creating a 2/2? Minusing. Okay. All right, that's fine. We get the 2 damage through. We get the Invoke Despair off, which is fantastic now that you've committed the Wandering Emperor to the board, which we knew that was going to be the case. So we kind of called that. We knew the Wandering Emperor was going to make some sort of an appearance here today. Kaito wouldn't have been a surprise either, so. I have a feeling I'm going to miss like a Planeswalker trigger or something by the way that our opponent's moving. Slows Molasses. It's really kind of slowing my tempo down, which is getting me into like a lull, and then I come back, which is not how I like to play. I like to try to stay in a flow. I also don't like to make a lot of edits in these videos because if I have to make a ton of edits, it's just more work on the back end. And they scoop it up. Okay. Okay. Don't know if this one's gonna make the video. I'm not sure. So I decided we are gonna leave that one in the video. Obviously, you just saw it, but I am gonna leave it in the video because it's kind of just my way of showing you guys what I'm talking about when I say, hey, you know, we didn't decide to keep that last game in that you guys aren't gonna see because of X, Y, and Z. You know, we got hit with the rope for 20 minutes and da-da-da. Those are the types of games I'm talking about. I'd prefer not to show those types of games. I'd prefer to leave those out so you guys don't have to sit through all that nonsense. But that was a fun game up until the point they started roping us. So I'll leave it in for this time and this time only. Oh, wow. They missed out on a turn 2 there with the Kamano, which means they lose out on a 1/1 counter. That's always a big deal. If Kamano doesn't hit something on that on their turn 2 and get the 1/1 counter, they lose out on quite a bit of value there. Surprised they didn't play with fire on the Shambling Ghast before I could use my Deadly Dispute. Because we all know if you go up against a mono black player and they play Shambling Ghast out turn 1, they definitely have the dispute 99% of the time. All right, we're in good shape here though. I mean, we got the dispute, which is going to sack the Ghast. Ghast gets a treasure. We get a treasure off the dispute, which means we get an early blood on the snow. I could just get Lulth down too if I wanted to. I don't know. That's pretty good. I can't lie. That's pretty good. We're gonna go with another Shambling Ghast play here. Another Shambling Ghast right into another dispute. Trying to keep from playing our treasures or eating our treasures up too soon here. I think the more we can get, the merrier. And the opponent plays out a trampling 4/1 with lifelink, by the way. So this is definitely not the Boros list we're all used to. Gonna mitigate as much damage as possible here. All right. 2/3 flying lifelinker with Soren seems like a good idea. I'm just really trying to play around the fact that I don't want to eat these treasures just in case we draw into Tybalt. Soren is such the greedier. It's a much greedier play. It's probably the wrong play. But I like it still because again it's lifelink, and you know what, they also are going to target the Soren instead of my face, which is also good news, and I gain a bit of life off this next attack, so I'm gonna probably go net even on the life gain here, and then slows him down for another play, and we don't have to eat our treasures, which is great news, all around great news. All right, that's pretty annoying. Also, we get something back with Blood on the Snow too. We get the Soren back. So this was definitely the right play. Oh wow, they actually don't attack with everything. Okay, we're gonna let Soren go then, because we're gonna get more damage this way. Yeah, let Soren die. We're going to attack in with the 2/3, and then we'll Blood on the Snow. That way we get a little bit of damage across. We get the same amount of life gain we would have gotten, and we still get Soren back here because of Blood on the Snow. So it's all worked out great, and the Soren actually is going to have more loyalty than it would have had if I let that, you know, if I blocked that attack. So ultimately, I think that was the right move. Instead of letting Soren, you know, stay alive, lose my 2/3, and then Blood on the Snow and get back an Eye Twitch and have a 2 loyalty Soren, I think I like this board state a lot better. All right. Get out of here, tenacious underdog. We don't need you around here. Oh, another one. That is the worst, man. I mean, on my end, if I was getting hit with back-to-back invokes, that would be the worst. And we just found another one. They're gonna get hit with 3 invokes in a row. Shuffler's fine, guys. Listen, when it happens to us, it's tragic. But when it happens to our opponents, it's great. It's so great. All right, here you go. You can have another one. We have plenty to spare, so have another. Field of Ruin is good, I guess. Not really. There's not really anything on their other end that I care about. Still saving our treasures here in case we get the Tybalt off the top. All right. Doesn't really matter which one I get, red or blue, but I am going to get one or the other. One or the other. Because if I top decked Tybalt and I drew a red, great. If I top decked, you know, vice versa, not so great. Same with blue. If I grab a blue and I get a test of talents, I'm going to be happy I got the blue. Doesn't really matter. Opponent is definitely not expecting a 3rd Invoke Despair in a row. So they might not choose to protect their life total. They might not even... I don't know. They might. I don't know. We'll see. They should probably do something about it. They should probably play out the hungry for more and gain some life. Yeah, there you go. Gaining a little bit of life. That'll help them stay alive a little bit longer. Invoke Despair hits for 6, 7, 8. Yeah. They still have 2 life after this next Invoke Despair. But unfortunately for them, this is still going to suck really bad. One mana and they have some sort of interaction here. Wonder what that could be. Wonder what that can be. Ooh, there's our red source. That means we don't really care too much about our treasures anymore. Love that. Not like we're actually going to get the Tybalt out anyways. This game is long over, so 17 life. And they were the beatdown deck. Let's remember, they started off with Kamano. They started off with like a Boros shell and then switched it up immediately into a Rakdos. Kind of a strange build here, but pretty cool. I can respect aggro if it's a little bit different than the other aggros, you know what I mean? And Rakdos is definitely a different version, so kudos on them and respect to what they're trying to do here. But yeah, this game is long over. Looks like we're gonna get the rope treatment again here at the end. You know what? I'm done playing Mr. Nice Guy. You're gonna get emoted. I'm gonna call you a little crybaby and tell you that I'm a little sleepy. How about that? You cry, baby. Sorry if you're watching this out there. I'm just saying. I hope you got DC'd because I'd hate to know that you are roping me.
Things have not gone my way.
All right, it looks like they're back. I feel bad now for calling them a crybaby. I feel a little bad, but we've been getting roped a lot. So, good game. All right, nice. On to the next one. All right, we have time for one more game. Let's get it. Let's get it. Then I need to go to bed because, again, I just been working overtime for these videos this weekend, man. I cannot believe it. Seems like every weekend I make a video, something catastrophic goes wrong. I had to like reshoot everything. It just seems like that lately. I don't know. Maybe not. Last week it was the internet. Went completely out during my third video. And then we've lost audio. I can't tell you how many times thanks to our GoXLR not doing its job properly. And then this week it was the visuals, man, going down to 720p. I can't sleep at night knowing I made all these good videos and then they just didn't pan out thanks to some sort of glitch happening. But hopefully we can get through it now. I am tired though, I'm not gonna lie. Very tired. I've probably just been spitting out pure nonsense this whole night, probably making all sorts of misplays to be honest. But we're trying our best, so bear with me. Bear with me. All right, we're up against Bant. That's a nightmare of a card. Can't really afford to throw away and invoke despair though to kill it, so we'll do this. I wonder if they block the gas. They don't. Okay. So we have a decision to make here. Hopefully they don't play out another creature. I hope not, because then I can do the March of the Wretched Sorrow on the Florahedron, and then we can invoke the Despair on the Yasharn. I hope. We'll see. They attack with Yasharn. See if I can gain that life right back. Ashaya. You monster. Okay, well. Okay. I don't know. Every creature becomes a land. Yikes. I don't know. I still think this is the plan. And then we invoke Despair. We do hit one of these creatures, which is great, but not great. They're left with, you know, the other. All right, Yasharn's gone. We draw cards. Deadly Disputes are nice. No attacks. We're gonna go ahead and use the eye twitch to go maybe find necrotic fumes. What do we want? What do we want here? I don't know. Maybe we just throw away a land to get another card. All right, Elspeth is a bit of a nightmare. They -3, which is what I was hoping they would not do. They don't have reach though, so I can get over the top and hit it a couple of times. That's a bit of a bummer. Okay. That is nice though. Wow, that's really nice. Okay. Think we just go over the top here and then we just look to Deadly Dispute the Shambling Gas. I wonder why they didn't attack into us. Seems like a bit of a mistake to not attack in. They probably just didn't want me to access sideboards or whatever. I don't know. What I do know is we're about to get a Tibble down and we're going to take your Ashaya. So by all means, make it however big you want. It's not going to matter. If this gave Trample, that would be crazy. All right, wish me luck. If this does not get through, if it like gets countered here, we're in a lot of trouble. Nice, it lands. Beautiful. Okay. Now we've got a nice block with the eye twitch in case anything crazy wants to come down. Obviously, though, like a Vorinclex would be an absolute nightmare. We got to deal, though, with this Ascendancy really bad. We need to invoke Despair. Gotta find Invoke Despair, man. All right, we steal your Shaya.
So you've seen through my disguise.
We can throw down another ghast, which is nice. Make a good block. I wish I had test of talents. There goes that, huh? All right. Well, we do get an Ashaya, which is cool. I can still keep the pressure on and keep this low, but it's not great. They're still plussing 1 every turn, plus they're getting the Broker's Ascendancy, so keeping up with that is highly unlikely. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, brother. Okay. Brutal Cathar comes down, which means they're hitting me for 6. Good chance they have another Faithful Absence or something like that. This is just probably not going to be our game. It is what it is. I mean, we've been playing, you know, not phenomenally ourselves, but the deck has been playing phenomenally. So I'm pretty happy with the results so far. Even if we end up losing this game, it's totally fine. I think I'm going to just go Tybalt, and I'm going to take, believe it or not, the Brutal Cathar, and then probably play it right away if I have enough mana. 6, 7. I don't have enough mana, unfortunately. Okay, well, it's still the move. It's definitely still the move here. I just really hope our opponent doesn't have another Faithful Absence. That would be a bummer. That would definitely be a bummer. If we can just avoid that, and then if we can find and invoke Despair off the top of our deck, maybe with Tybalt's draw, we can then get rid of the Broker's Ascendancy, which would be phenomenal. They Elspeth again for -3. They must have a lot of good 3-drops here. Okay, it's a land. Perfect. That was huge. We needed that big time. Stops Elspeth from growing any further, which they could have ulted the following turn if they would have just, you know, sent it on that plus. A little bit of block action here. Let's draw a card. Another Tybalt. Okay, I don't have another treasure. Oh, actually, I'm about to have another treasure. Could go get... Could go get some blue or red that way too. Don't think it's necessary. I think what's necessary is getting rid of stuff like Elspeth, right? So let's get a treasure, because if we top deck a 1-drop or something, we're gonna want a Necrotic Fumes. They just touched the Tybalts. I hope they don't have an answer. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Brutal Cathar is definitely the first answer we want to see here. This goes for 3. 1, 2, 3. Submit 0. Boom. And we have 2 mana, 3 mana left over. Tybalt dies here, really? I mean, I could play a Valky and make a block. That might be the move. That might be the move, because then I can exile their Jingataxius and use it as my own. Of course they have borrowed time. Of course. And I just threw away my Tybalt. Oh my gosh. Alright, well. Tybalt's gone. Yikes. Well, that's all we can really do though. Okay, they go face. Oh, they go face. Oh my gosh. What am I doing? They go face, which means we survive, and Tybalt is still alive, which means we get their Jingataxius. What a clutch moment for us here. Why would they do that? Why would they give us that option? Jingataxius is 7 mana. How much do I have here? I don't even know how much I have here. Why doesn't it show how many I need to know how much mana I have here. 1, 2, 3, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 mana, so 7. Oh wait, in the treasure. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. We take you.
And away you go.
You come down. You come down. All right, I think we're in business here, ladies and gentlemen. We got 2 more blocks to make. We got some life gain. It all depends on whether or not they have more borrowed time type stuff here or not. That's fine. You can have a Falco. I don't care about that. Where are my Invoke Despairs? Dude, if I can double an Invoke Despair right now with the Jhin, ooh, that's going to be money. What stinks though is if I actually do Invoke Despair double and they blow up their borrowed time, that Brutal Cathar comes back down as their Brutal Cathar, which then can take their Jingataxias. That's actually not good. Oh man, the borrowed time on their own creature, not good. All right. Here we go. Wish me luck. Need something big. Blood on the Snow would be good. Let's see what we hit here. Of course. Of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, how do we want to do this? I can Blood on the Snow if I want to, but that will just blow up the treasure tokens. But it would get copied actually. Yeah, that's the move, huh? That is the move, I think. All right, we copy the Blood on the Snow with the Jingataxias. Breaks the shield counters. We cast it again. Boom, boom. Later. And we'll grab a... Wow, they scoop it up. Let's go. We had 4 life left to go and they scooped it up. Oh my gosh. Jingataxias with the double down on the Blood on the Snow was absolutely clutch. I'm glad I saw that because the shield counters did put me off to the Blood on the Snow play. And also drawing into it would have killed us with the Sorin, which thank goodness we had the Lolth and just enough mana to cast. That worked out so beautifully. I still needed to find an Invoke Despair to get rid of the Broker's Ascendancy. There was a lot of things we could have drawn to make that a lot easier on our lives, but ultimately I'm pretty happy with the outcome. Obviously winning the game is always good. Having Tybalt out here still too, I think that's really what put him over the edge. But GG's, man. Let's go. That is going to conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. I just want to say thank you to every single person who's made it this far into the video. We are going to break this thing down now in full, but I do appreciate everyone who made it this far. It does mean a lot. It helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm when you guys stay this long. So huge shout out and props to you. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. With that being said, let's take a look at today's build. So like I was talking about in the intro of this video, a lot of this is going to look very similar to everything you've seen before in Mono Black Control. We've got a lot of the same stuff like Eye Twitch, Shambling Gas, Deadly Disputes. Nothing really different there. We decided to go with the Planeswalker package of Sorin and Lolth, which is pretty cool. I think these two are very powerful Planeswalkers that add a lot of value to the game in the board, especially with their draw mechanics. But you know, being able to produce those tokens too helps a lot. Obviously a full package of Invoke Despair. It's such a powerful card. And this is what got me actually thinking about the fact that I wanted to change up Mono Black, because the mirror matchup is so hard to play against. But if we just add that one little element, that one counter spell to take out that Invoke Despair, things like Test of Talents, this could really mix up the game here for us and really make it a lot more powerful. Also control matchups, you know, against like maybe Azorius control, Esper control, it helps a lot when you have a counter spell that can rip all of your opponent's counter spells out of their deck, which, you know, Test of Talents does. So I wanted to add this into the deck really bad, but I didn't want to compromise the whole core of the deck to add in blue. And also when we get to Tybalt, I'll explain, you know, adding in red. So I just thought to myself, well, why don't we just try to cast this off of the treasures we generate? Like it seems simple enough. We almost every game have some treasures to use because Shambling Gas and Deadly Disputes abilities. So why not just utilize those treasures and not show our cards, you know, not necessarily throw down blue and red mana and give away our game plan. That way our opponents are more likely to walk into a test of talents, because it's not something you see every day in mono black. It's definitely been done before, but it's not something you see every day. So I thought that was a great idea. And then also throwing in Tybalt here was just an extra added bonus, continuing with that game plan of, you know, planeswalkers and just trying to utilize planeswalkers to get a lot of card advantage. And Tybalt, you guys know how powerful Tybalt is. This is one of the most feared planeswalkers because it's so hard to kill. This thing goes up to 7 loyalty almost immediately. You get cards. Like, this thing does it all. It's so powerful, and I really enjoyed this card a lot. So it made the cut as well, and I thought, okay, treasures to get these in, great. What if we're in a spot where we don't get the treasures? What if we need to, you know, what if we do hit an eye twitch over a shambling ghast? Well, then the eye twitch can just go grab us an environmental sciences, and I threw in one little land each of red and blue, just in case we needed to grab it that way. Also, Field of Ruin can go ahead and fetch those for us as well. We have Meat Hook Massacre, of course, and a full package of Blood on the Snow because they're great removal tools. And then we went with 3 March as well as our spot removal, which in the late game can be very helpful when you're gaining a boatload of life. And then the sideboard here, I actually, if I had to say, I think the sideboard could use a little work. I've got the 2 environmental sciences, which is pretty important. Necrotic Fume seems pretty good. Pest Summoning, Mascot Exhibition, and 2 Confront the Past. Confront the Past is nice, but I think we only really need 1 of those. And I would honestly throw in the... what am I thinking of here? Hold on, let me just go ahead and look at it this way. Lesson... I would throw in 1 Introduction to Prophecy just to draw some cards here, because there has been some times where I was really trying to dig for like a Deadly Dispute or a Shambling Ghast to get what I needed, and I just wasn't able to grab it. So I would throw in 1 of those just for a little bit added card draw, because we only have Deadly Dispute. We're not running Deadly Dispute with, like, let's say you know, Village Rites, things like that. So there's not a whole lot of card draw going on, but there's enough, you know. So I would add maybe 1 of those to the sideboard. But other than that, I think the deck played really well. It's definitely one of my better decks that I can grind with up the ladder and then potentially get me to diamond and all that stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy it as well. I hope you guys have fun with this one. I hope you guys can find some value in today's video and it's not, you know, drawn out too much that it bores you. But hopefully we added a little bit of spice to this, enough that, you know, it can entertain you guys. But with that being said, today is Wednesday. We have a live stream tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Check that out if you want. Hit that notification bell if you guys want to be notified when we go live, and come say what's up. And then also, huge shout out as always goes to the Marty Mob. I appreciate you so very much. If you guys don't know, these people here at the Marty Mob, they're the members here on the channel, and they help support the channel every single day growing. And I just got to say my thank yous and appreciations at the end of every video and let them know just how much I do truly appreciate their help. So thank you for that, and thank you for your support. And guys, I will see you tomorrow for another one. Until next time, peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Fizzy, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't